Welcome everybody to this video on an explosive B execute by 100 Thieves here on Mirage. Now I've already done two videos on similar executes which will be linked in the description. The difference is those two were early round executes, whereas you could employ this style of B execute at any point in the round. Today then, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk through the round as a whole from 100 Thieves, and we'll do so first from this overview. One thing to note right away is the utility for the Aussies, where although they have 3 smokes in play, they're lacking in the mollies and the flashes, so keep this in mind for later on. At the start, 100 Thieves smoke window and top mid, then throw these 2 flashes which catch anyone looking to the left side or the right side of that top mid smoke. Together, these flashes take off every point of vision from the CT's perspective, meaning they cannot know for certain if you are out mid or not. From here, 100 Thieves begin grouping up towards apps, and let's focus on JChem. Now JKS bounces 1 flash out of the window, and Azza throws this one over the top, and on these flashes, JChem jumps out of the window. So these flashes take off the majority of angles onto the app's window, and JChem jumping out is extremely important since it diverts the CT player's attention away from holding the app itself, meaning his teammates have a much higher chance of making it out and onto that bomb site. Now on this occasion, JChem actually entries both of the B players, but even if he dies without a kill, as long as he's made that space onto the site, his job at least is fulfilled. Now the other player to note here is Gratis Faction. He throws a market window smoke and then immediately throws this flash, which takes a rifle or particularly an AWP towards the bricks on short off the angle, then flashes over apps again for good measure. So let's use this opportunity whilst the player POVs are rolling to talk through the thought process from 100 Thieves on this round. So first up, remember that the Aussies came into the round with low utility, and this meant that taking mid control into splitting a site would have been challenging without all the mollies and the flashbangs in play. Instead, they chose to throw those early smokes and flashes to fake out some mid control, meaning the CTs would be more likely to be leaning towards mid. And along that line of thinking, this is why 100 Thieves went straight into this execute after pressuring mid, because there was a window where the CTs overall and the short player in particular would likely be closer to mid. So when I say executing B on Mirage, what might come to mind is slowly grouping up outside of apps, throwing the arch smokes, and then waiting for them to bloom before going out on some flashes. Now in contrast, this execute here from the Aussies was the opposite of a slow hit. They were explosive, going out on the flashes. Azza here even had another smoke, but he prioritized flashing to get JChem out of the window and make space onto the site. Now if you ran a slow execute here, you'd get counter-mollied with only half your players going out. The CTs would be in great spots and ready for flashes, and then you'd stand almost no chance of getting the bomb down in a favourable scenario. So how would you run this execute in your team? Now you could have set people throwing each of the nades, but really only Gratis Faction's short flash should be something out of the norm for your players. I recommend having a few people that know Gratis's role and dry running the exec with a few variations of players doing each part to get the timings down. Now when is a good time to call this execute? Just like 100 Thieves did here, this is a great call on low utility because you can make it all the way up to and onto a bomb site with limited nades. The big risk here in my eyes is an aggressive AWP up on the platform. To prevent this, you could have your B defaulter throwing what I call the lurk or pressure nades onto B at the start of the round, and I'll have those links below if you want to check them out. Anyway guys, that is everything for this one. If you enjoyed that, hit that like button, get subscribed, follow me on Twitter, join the Discord server. All of those are linked below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.